Have you ever wondered why so many people struggle financially, even in one of the wealthiest countries in the world? The truth is, most Americans are missing out on some fundamental money rules. These are time-tested principles of personal finance that can make the difference between living paycheck to paycheck and building lasting wealth. In this video, we'll walk through the 10 rules of money that most Americans don't follow and how following them can set you apart. These rules are simple, timeless, and incredibly effective. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what steps you can take to improve your financial life and avoid the common pitfalls. Rule 1. Spend less than you earn. This first rule sounds obvious, but it's the foundation of all financial success. Spend less money than you make. Surprisingly, most people don't follow this rule. The majority of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, meaning as soon as money comes in, it goes right back out. If you spend equal to or more than your income, it's impossible to get ahead financially. Living below your means doesn't mean you can't enjoy life. It just means being mindful of your spending. Create a gap between your income and expenses. For example, if you earn $3,000 a month, aim to live on maybe $2,500 and save the rest. Avoid the trap of consumerism and impulsive buying. Do you really need the latest gadget upgrade or that daily expensive coffee? By cutting unnecessary expenses, you free up money that can be saved or invested. Over time, this habit of spending less than you earn will lead to financial stability. Remember, you can't build wealth if nothing is left over at the end of the month. Rule 2. Pay yourself first. You might have heard this phrase before, pay yourself first. All it means is treat your savings like an important bill that must be paid. Most Americans tend to do the opposite. They pay all their bills, cover their shopping and entertainment, and then attempt to save whatever is left, if anything. Often, nothing is left to save. Paying yourself first flips that around. The moment you receive your paycheck, set aside a portion, say 10% or more, for savings and investments before you start paying others or spending on discretionary things. Imagine each month you automatically transfer $300 into a savings or investment account as soon as you get paid. You'll adjust your spending with the remaining money, but meanwhile, you've guaranteed that you're building your future. This rule is powerful because it makes saving a priority rather than an afterthought. Over time, these regular contributions grow and you'll have a tidy sum for emergencies, opportunities, or retirement without feeling a big pinch in your day-to-day life. The key is consistency and treating your savings with the same importance as rent, utilities, or any must-pay expense. When you pay yourself first, you're telling your money what you want it to do instead of wondering where it went. Rule 3. Avoid high-interest debt. Debt can either be a tool or a trap. For many Americans, it's a trap. The rule here is avoid high-interest debt like the plague. We're talking about things like credit card balances, payday loans, or any debt with a steep interest rate, because high-interest debt grows fast and can crush your finances. For instance, if you carry a balance on a credit card with 20% interest, you're paying a huge premium just to use that money. It's hard to get ahead when hefty interest payments are dragging you down each month. Most people in the US have some debt, and many carry credit card balances they can't pay off in full. This is a cycle you don't want to be in. If you have high-interest debt already, make it a priority to pay it down as quickly as possible. Consider this: every dollar you pay in interest is a dollar that can't go towards your savings or investments. Avoiding or eliminating high-interest debt frees up your money to work for you instead of lining the bank's pockets. Now, not all debt is bad. A reasonable mortgage or a student loan at a low rate can be an investment in your future. But consumer debt, especially credit cards carrying month-to-month balances, is almost always a wealth killer. So adopt the rule of buying only what you can afford. If you do use credit cards for convenience or rewards, commit to paying the balance off in full each month. By steering clear of high-interest debt, you save yourself stress and literally save money that you can put to better use. Rule 4. Build an emergency fund. Life is full of surprises. Some are good, but many, like a car breakdown or sudden job loss, can be expensive. That's why you need an emergency fund. An emergency fund is simply a savings stash, kept in cash or a safe bank account, that's reserved for true emergencies. Financial experts often suggest saving 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. If that sounds overwhelming, start with a smaller goal like $1,000, then build from there. Sadly, most Americans don't have any emergency savings. They're one unexpected expense away from financial trouble, which often forces them into debt when something goes wrong. By having an emergency fund, you become your own safety net. For example, if your car needs an $800 repair, you can cover it without swiping a high-interest credit card or taking a loan. The peace of mind that comes from knowing you can handle surprises is huge. Start building your emergency fund little by little. You can set aside a small amount from each paycheck into a separate savings account. Treat it like a non-negotiable bill. This ties back to Rule 2, paying yourself first. And importantly, only use it for real emergencies, not for a vacation or a new gadget. Think of it as insurance. You hope you don't need to use it soon, but it's there if you do. With an emergency fund in place, you'll avoid piling up debt when life throws you a curveball, and you'll sleep better at night knowing you have a cushion. Rule 5, invest early and consistently. When it comes to building wealth, time is one of your greatest allies. The earlier and more consistently you invest, the more you benefit from the magic of compounding interest. Compounding means your money earns money, and then those earnings generate even more money over time. It's like a snowball rolling downhill, growing bigger as it goes. Unfortunately, many Americans delay investing. Some think it's too complicated, and others believe they don't have enough money to start. In reality, even small amounts invested regularly can grow significantly over decades. Consider two people. Person A starts investing $200 a month at age 25, and person B starts investing $200 a month at age 35. By the time they reach, say, 60 years old, person A will have far more saved up than person B, even though both invested the same monthly amount, simply because person A gave their money an extra 10 years to grow. That's the power of starting early. But no matter your age today, the second best time to start investing is now. Consistency is key. Make investing a habit. For example, contribute to your 401k or IRA every month, or set up automatic transfers into an investment account or index fund. Don't try to time the market or find the next hot stock. Just keep steadily investing in solid, diversified assets. Over time, the market's growth and compound interest can potentially turn modest contributions into a sizable nest egg. The rule is simple. Invest as early as you can and keep at it regularly. Your future self will thank you. If you're getting value so far, do me a favor. Hit like and subscribe. We keep sharing finance and wealth building strategies like this, and we don't want you to miss out. Rule 6. Diversify your income and investments. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. This old saying is directly applicable to money. Diversification means spreading your money across different investments and even different income sources, so you're not overly dependent on just one thing. Most Americans, however, do the opposite. They rely on a single source of income, usually their job, and often have all their savings in one place, like just a checking account or a single company's stock or only a house. This can be risky. If that one source fails, if you lose your job, or if that one investment tanks, your finances can crumble quickly. Start by diversifying your investments. Instead of betting everything on one stock or one asset, consider a mix. For example, a broad stock index fund, maybe some bonds or bond funds, possibly some real estate, even if indirectly through REITs. Diversification helps smooth out the ride. When one investment is down, another might be up. It protects you from losing it all on a bad bet. Diversifying your income is another powerful step. Think about creating multiple streams of income. This could mean a side business, freelance work, rental income, dividends from stocks, or any hobby that can earn you money on the side. You don't have to become a millionaire overnight. Even a few extra $100 a month from a side gig can help. The idea is to not be completely reliant on a single paycheck. If one income stream slows down, the others can help keep you afloat. Over time, multiple income streams can significantly boost your wealth and provide stability. By diversifying both where you invest and how you earn, you create a safety net for your financial life. It's a rule that keeps you resilient, even when the economy or job market is uncertain. Rule 7. Keep your money skills sharp. Money management isn't something most of us learn in school, yet understanding how money works is crucial for success. One rule that sets wealthy, financially secure people apart is that they never stop learning about finance. Most Americans unfortunately rely on trial and error or advice they heard through the grapevine rather than actively educating themselves. But think of it this way: if you're going to spend a lifetime earning, spending, and investing money, doesn't it make sense to know as much as possible about it? Continuing your financial education can take many forms. You can read personal finance books or articles, listen to finance podcasts, watch educational videos like this one, or even take a basic finance course online. Learn about how budgeting works, how credit scores are calculated, how different types of investments perform, and the do's and don'ts of taxes and retirement accounts. You don't need to become an expert overnight, but aim to learn something new about money regularly. The benefit of ongoing education is that you'll make more informed decisions. You'll recognize bad advice or scams more easily, you'll feel more confident in managing your own money, and you'll discover strategies that most people might not know about. Knowledge truly is power in the world of finance. For example, understanding compound interest might motivate you to invest more. Learning about market trends could keep you from panicking during a downturn. By continuously educating yourself, you'll stay ahead of the curve and won't fall victim to common money mistakes. Remember, the more you know, the more you can grow financially. Rule 8. Set clear financial goals and plan for them. A lot of people drift through their financial life without clear goals, and as a result, they don't end up where they want to be. Think about what you want your money to do for you. Are you aiming to buy a home, start a business, retire early or comfortably, pay for your children's college? Once you have a goal, you can create a roadmap. Most Americans don't do this. They might have a vague idea, I should save more, or I want to be rich someday, but not a concrete plan. Setting clear goals forces you to define what success looks like and by when. For example, a clear goal could be save $20,000 for a house down payment in the next 3 years, or pay off all student loans within 5 years, or invest enough to have $1 million by age 60. These specifics give you a target to work towards and a way to measure progress. Once your goals are set, break them down into a plan. If you need $20,000 in 3 years, that means saving about $555 a month. Can you cut expenses or earn extra to hit that number? If you want to retire with a certain amount, use a retirement calculator to see how much to invest each month. Budgeting comes into play here as a tool to allocate your money towards your goals. Without a plan, it's easy to procrastinate or get distracted by short-term desires. But with a plan, you'll make daily choices aligned with what you truly want long-term. This rule is about being proactive. Don't let your financial future just happen to you. Decide what you want and take steps to get there. It's a powerful shift that most people never make. Rule 9. Make your money work for you. Buy assets and not liabilities. One big difference between the financially successful and the rest is this: the wealthy make their money work for them. What does that mean? It means putting your dollars into things that generate more dollars. In other words, buying assets rather than liabilities. An asset is something that puts money into your pocket, like investments, rental property, or a business, while a liability takes money out of your pocket, like loans, a car that comes with monthly payments, or any depreciating thing you spend on. Most Americans tend to spend their money on things that cost them continuously. Fancy cars, gadgets, expensive consumer goods, which often don't hold value and can even create ongoing expenses. To follow this rule, focus on accumulating assets. For example, buying stocks or index funds is owning a piece of companies that can pay you dividends and appreciate in value. That's an asset. A rental property can provide monthly income. Another asset, even simpler, contributing to your retirement account, is buying assets like mutual funds that will grow over time. On the other hand, if you finance a brand new car, that car's value drops over time and you're paying interest on it. That's more of a liability than an investment. This doesn't mean you can never enjoy nice things. It just means be strategic and prioritize. Before you spend a large amount, ask, is this an asset or a liability? Over years, the assets you accumulate will generate passive income and growth, essentially making money for you even when you're not actively working. That's how you eventually achieve financial freedom, when your money works harder than you do. Most people never reach that point because they spend most of their life just working for money and then spending that money. If you instead redirect a portion of your money into acquiring assets, you create a positive cycle. Your money makes more money, which can then be invested into even more money-making assets. It's like planting trees that keep bearing fruit. Follow this rule and over time you'll see your financial orchard grow. Rule 10. Avoid lifestyle inflation. Lifestyle inflation means as your income grows, your expenses tend to grow right alongside it, or even outpace it. For example, you get a raise or a better job and suddenly you feel you deserve a better car or a bigger house or more expensive nights out. Before you know it, that extra income is entirely eaten up by a higher cost lifestyle, and you're back to living paycheck to paycheck, just with fancier stuff around you. This is incredibly common. Many Americans increase their spending every time their earnings increase. To follow this rule, make a conscious effort to live below your means even as your means improve. When you get a raise or bonus, instead of immediately upgrading your lifestyle, consider upgrading your savings and investments first. Treat yourself a little if you want. It's important to enjoy life, but don't let your new income go entirely into new expenses. This way, every raise can actually improve your financial situation in the long run, not just your short-term comfort. Along with avoiding lifestyle creep, keep perspective and don't fall into the trap of keeping up with the Joneses. It's easy to compare yourself with friends, neighbors, or people on social media and feel pressure to have what they have. But remember, you don't know their financial reality. They might be drowning in debt to fund that image. Stay focused on your own goals and progress as set in rule number 8, instead of comparing with others. Contentment and patience go a long way. The wealthiest people often live modestly despite having the means to spend more. They understand that financial freedom is worth more than impressing others. By resisting lifestyle inflation and maintaining a long-term perspective, you ensure that your growing income actually translates into growing wealth and security. These 10 rules of money are simple in concept, but not always easy in practice, which is exactly why most Americans don't follow them. The good news is you can choose to be different. By spending less than you earn, saving and investing consistently, avoiding bad debt, and continuously educating yourself, you'll be miles ahead of the average person. Each rule reinforces the others, and together they form a solid foundation for financial success. You don't need luck or perfect timing. You need a system you actually follow follow. These 10 rules are that system. Pick one money rule to practice this week, automate one transfer next payday, and make one small investment before the month ends. That's it. Wealth isn't loud. It's the quiet repeat of good choices. Spending less than you earn, letting compounding work, avoiding traps, and learning a little more each month. Do that, and the gap between where you are and where you want to be will start to close slowly at first, then all at once.